Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ben, and sometimes Today I bring you 10 pieces of super good advice that may aid your passage through the Trials of Osiris. Just a quick note, these are all equally valuable tactics, and this list is not comprehensive. Clips featured in this list will include those of my fellow Crucible mongers, so without further ado, number 10, perfecting opening routes. Almost every round can be decided by how quickly you and your fire team can reach the center of engagement. You're all probably familiar with this one from last week. Taking one or two hostiles here can change everything. Of course, this may not always work, and you may get bojangled and get bagged by your friends, bunch of jerks. So, if you find the enemy reaches the choke point before you, work on a contingency that removes their advantage. On Pantheon, for example, my alternate route was this. This brings me to number 9, NADE spots. Lightning grenades, arc bolts, fire bolts, and the new manacle improved scatter grenades, aka Yallarhorn grenades, can be devastating if thrown appropriately. If you and a fire team member make a habit of nading highly trafficked routes at the same time, you can almost always guarantee a few early kills. Keep in mind, the enemy team will learn from their mistake on the second engagement, so be sure to scan the motion sensor before repeating this tactic and wasting grenades. Number 8. Optimize your gear setup. The goal here is to keep yourself battle ready at all times. Here, for example, is my hunter build. I wear a helm that increases super energy gain from grenade kills, gauntlets that increase my primary reload speed, a chest piece that grants me increased grenade energy and heavy ammo carrying capacity, while my boots increase my special ammo carrying capacity. This setup allows me to cut down idle time during engagements and gives me more things to throw/shoot at the enemy. Note also that my intellect and discipline are both maxed. This ties into the next item on my list, your ability setup. More specifically, your ability recharge rate. This will depend on your playstyle. In the Trials of Osiris, I rarely get into close quarter situations where melees are frequently used, so I maxed out both my intellect and discipline. With this setup, my grenades charge every 27 seconds, while my supercharges every 5 to 7 kills, depending on the type of kills. Oh, fun fact, the magic number to hitting 100% on your attributes here is 271. Number 6. Weapon combos. Use weapon combos with a short time to kill, and that complement one another. For example, I use the last word when sniping generally, because if I were to get rushed, I'd be able to deal a lot of damage quickly with the last word. Or I'll use shotguns when Thorn is my primary. If you found yourself quickly getting angry at the mention of Thorn, please understand that if the enemy is using it, you are instantly at a disadvantage, so it's best to have it ready. If you want to go into a Thorn fight with a Slingshot or a Suros, be my guest. It will not end well, especially for long-range engagements. In this clip, Purple Africans, or just Purple African, you can call him either, he likes both, finds himself standing alone and clutches it to win the round and the game. Note his weapon combo keeps him deadly at all ranges. Red Death, the Messenger, the Mida are also really good mid to long ranged options to replace the last word and Thorn, because they'll reward a skilled hand with a short time to kill. Way to go, Purple! Way to go, Purple! Number 5. Positioning. I like to think of the Trials of Osiris as a fishing game. The fire team members are all part of this giant fish net that's cast onto the map. The goal is to spread out wide enough that the enemy team can't advance without exposing themselves to heavy fire from at least 2 fire team members. But at the same time, each member has an exit route that leads to his or her teammates. If your teammates have all become dead, congrats, you are now the fish in this scenario. Your job now is to panic, because everyone's watching you, noob. You're about to choke. Oh, that can't be right. Here it is. In 1v3 scenarios, your goal is to position yourself so that the enemy has to engage you one at a time. Here's a clip by my buddy Xzilla. Finds himself last man standing. Are his knees weak? Nope. Are his arms heavy? Nah. Does he vomit on his sweater already? I don't know, but I did, because I was sick. Number 4. Casting supers. Supers can change the flow of an entire game, so it's important to note the glowy yellow boxes on your opponent's light level. Here's what you shouldn't do. I'll be honest, I've accidentally hit Radiance on several occasions, but in my defense, I was at Warlock. It's almost better for me to have radiant skin before death, in some cases so that I can throw 1,000 grenades and push the enemy back and revive my teammates. But if you prefer radiance, here's what you should do. In this clip here, my buddy Purple and Sonan are down, so I figure, sweet, I'm a big clutch. I super and get fisted bamboozled instantly. Just when you think it's over, Sonan comes back and starts chucking nades like a madman. He ends with a signature teabag finish. Nice! Nice! Number 3. As you probably know, a flag will appear in the center of the map when a round goes on for too long. So, if you find you're unable to outgun your opponents in the first round or two, try and perfect your opening pushes to secure an objective win. Be aggressive on the push, then defensive on the objective. If you get to those choke points first, you can prevent their advance by pre-aiming corners and team shooting. I personally haven't had many of these, but I have seen a weird strategy that involved hiding in the back of the initial spawn, and just don't do stuff like this. Number 2. The Third Eye Perk. The Third Eye perk found on some guns like the Mighty Multi-Tool and some exotic armor pieces allows you to view the motion sensor while scoped in. But did you know that you can simply double tap your aim down sight button, bumper, or trigger to get the same effect? Here's a scenario where my team's capped Bravo, and I want you to note 2 things: the number of times I scope in and out of my sights, and how quickly the number of red blips on the motion sensor changes, starting now. 1 blip, 2 blips, too many targets incoming, decide to super, and sure enough, this psycho is about to smash everyone. You can do this with primaries too. In fact, if your monitor is small enough, you'll notice red blips out of the corner of your eye half the time. Number 1. Resisting the flight response. Sometimes evading your assailants isn't the best move, since it'll make you an easier target, especially when a super has been cast by the enemy team. Here's an example of where the enemy pops a golden gun. I instantly ducked, and I decided to remain hidden and hope the golden gun advances. Surely enough, he does, then so do his teammates. I super here to ensure the win. Babbity boop, bibbity bop. I'm done. Hope you find these useful, or better yet, I hope you are already familiar with all these tactics. Either way, God bless your faces, and until next time, may your kills be many, and your deaths be few.